I want a sex robot that says, I'm not in the mood right now. Like, it's emotionally intelligent.
It had a long day at work.
Yeah. It's like, not now, honey. Like, just a sex robot that teaches men to respect women.
A sex robot that never consents. She'll edge you.
Aw, please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.
Hey, welcome to Please Don't Ask. My name's Olivia Jokes. I'm just your average, humble sex scientist / stand-up comedian here in Portland, Oregon. And today I am joined by the hilarious, wonderful, much-loved Joe John Sanchez III.
That's me.
Thank you so much for being here on the show.
I'm excited.
I feel like you're one of the people who I know can riff really well, because like.
Oh gosh, is that my reputation?
No, well, I mean, I like to learn from my peers, and I would just say that, like, whenever I see your bits, like, even if somebody in the audience throws you off, you're always like, but a bunch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're pretty. You're quippy. You're quippy. I love that about you.
I love how I'm like, I don't perceive myself that way, but I'm so glad that other people do.
Yeah. Well, be relieved that you are definitely one of my favorite comics in town. So thank you for being here.
How dare you? How dare you compliment me up top?
Oh, it's gonna get worse from here, folks.
Oh gosh.
We start high, and then we come back down to earth.
Oh, and then you insult me towards the end.
No, it's more like we will be insulting ourselves.
Okay, perfect.
And so,
I
like,
love that.
a big part of the show is being vulnerable. Like, I say things on the show that sometimes I can't really watch back without being like, I should quit.
I've done that too.
But then I get comments from people who are being like, thank you for being so vulnerable. And I'm like, you're welcome. I'm glad that it's serving someone.
Can I just say, if people don't thank me for being vulnerable by the end of this, I'm going to be insulted. I will be insulted.
May I touch you?
Yeah. What?
Thank you for being so vulnerable.
Thank you. Thank you from you. But I need the comment section to be flooded with comments.
Let us know below how vulnerable Joe John was.
It's very vulnerable
how
to
much
tell
you appreciate their vulnerability.
Hey.
So may I
vulnerable moment, don't leave me.
Hey, stay
don't
right
leave
here.
Me.
Okay, yeah, good girl. Just
I'm
chill.
Kidnapping your dog.
So tell us your pronouns, your relationship status, your sexual orientation, and last time you got railed.
Okay. So pronouns are they, them. Relationship status. In a relationship, possibly. Why did I say possibly? Into relationships. Polyamorous, I guess, is what you call it, but not really looking for additional partners type of thing.
They find you.
Open relationship. What are we saying? Sexuality or orientation, whatever we call it. Pansexual. Woo. Everyone is cheering. Let the record show. The comments are saying vulnerable,
calm
pansexuals.
Down. Everyone
wow.
here, relax.
God, so vulnerable for two pansexuals to sit on a couch.
Guys, it's gonna be okay.
Everyone's been waiting for that, Finally, representation for pansexuals on couches.
We are a quarter a dozen. It's more than a dime. Way too many.
What was the last time I got railed? Define railed. Are we going Monica Lewinsky terms or?
No, you just last
that
time.
actually felt no. Let's say Bill Clinton terms.
Yeah.
Because you know what? He's the one who defined them,
I want justice for Monica.
She did nothing wrong. Yes.
I want justice for her.
We love Monica.
And I love
in
Hillary.
This house,
and I love
we
Hillary
believe
Clinton too.
In science and Monica.
Monica Lewinsky was a victim.
Correct.
Yeah, and way out of Bill Clinton's league.
Yeah.
But yeah, what your definition of railed? I mean, doesn't matter. I'm not asking if you're a top or a bottom. I'm asking like when's the last time you got fucked?
Oh, sure. No, but I was like, okay. Literally last night.
Oh my god.
But we'll just say, I don't need to provide details. I'm not getting that vulnerable.
No, you don't need not that vulnerable.
No.
No, there will be other moments for vulnerability.
We will get so vulnerable.
Well, good for you for getting laid last night. Thank you so much for being here. And this is a little bit different than like the live show, because we don't really have like the audience, to play off of. But that means that if you have something comes to your mind and it's not really just an answer to the question, like, go ahead and bring it up, because this
Perfect.
is my fucking show.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
I'm gonna go off script.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there is no script, so we're already off.
Are you sure?
The script reads us. Okay. Do you have any, before we start, like, do you have any general dating advice that you've received that you like?
Oh God. My general dating advice is to not try.
Love that.
Just let it happen at you.
I actually love that.
Yeah.
Can you say a little bit more about how you came to that?
Like letting go. Like, I feel like in my 20s I was trying so hard with like dating and like going out there, and then like when you give up, it always happens. Is that
it's
maybe
so
that's
true.
not a universal truth?
No,
but it's
for me
like,
it's true when you stop looking.
Yeah, it's like, okay, the guard is down. You're not expecting it to happen, but when you are like actively pursuing, then you're picking every single person apart, beating yourself up about it.
That's really wise.
And, like, unpacking every day, and then it's like sometimes then you just meet someone and you're like, oh, holy shit, now we're in love.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually that's really good advice, and I think about that a lot lately with my comedy goals, which is like, the more concrete your goals are, the more you're looking for something in particular that you envision in your head.
Yeah.
The harder it is to feel successful. Whereas, like, when your eyes are open to opportunities,
Oh, yeah.
you
Let
can
go.
just give up.
Yeah, give up.
On goals.
No
Don't set
ambition.
Goals. Don't set goals.
Ambition is dead.
Give up. It's not cool to try.
Yeah.
And basically, like, stop trying and you will be happy.
Yeah.
Actually, this
Stop
is really
trying
true.
and
Give
they'll
up.
hand you a Netflix special. That's just how it works.
Well, it's the lower your expectations are, the more difficult
the
it is
more
to be
likely you're
disappointed.
gonna get on Netflix.
Exactly. That's
The lower
actually,
your expectations.
and that's science. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't need to.
Or at least Hulu. Hulu's calling.
At least
Hulu's
Hulu.
calling.
And Tubi if you're third option.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have Tubi. I've heard it's, wait, is that what it's called?
I think Tubi's free. Isn't
No,
it?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
And I don't really care.
I know someone with the Tubi special, and I
I'm a
think you
fame
can watch
hag
it
now.
for free. What?
I'm a fame hag now. I'll say yes to pretty much anything.
Okay, yeah. Let's go on Tubi. Let's get this show on Tubi.
Tubi, I'm sorry
Tubi-
for what I said.
Tubi, are you on the phone? Please don't ask.
If you actually have their number, I would really appreciate it. How old are you? I'm 30.
I'm 39.
Okay, so but did you spend you said, when you were trying in your 20s. I feel like we can agree that, like, the 20s are the worst when you're, like, still kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
I spent my 20s being, like, ethical and anonymous, and I'm ready to be famous in my 30s. So,
Yeah.
I'm still an ethical person, but I will say yes to basically any gig at this point. Any gig. I mean, I would do the RNC.
Wow. Wow, Olivia.
I think I could change a few minds.
And you know what? I think that's what Carrie Underwood thought that too.
She didn't. I don't think she did. No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
She
was just
there.
complicit. I would just go in, and that's why I've always said, like, I would love to try and seduce Vladimir Putin. I would love that, because then I could just kill him. I could,
Okay.
Right? Like, I think that would be heroic. I mean, maybe not lately. And I don't think that I'm his type.
No, I don't want to ask.
I believe in democracy and
Yeah,
women's rights too much.
Yeah. I was gonna ask details on the seduction /
Well, it would be something along the lines of, like, I would be a spy. Like, this is a fantasy that I don't know where this came from, but I would love to be some sort of, like, remembered in history for, like, bringing down a powerful fascist man by, like, thinking, like, convincing him that I loved him and then just destroying him. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I don't know if I wanna. I don't know if
Okay,
I
wait.
wanna personally do it.
Fuck, marry, kill.
No.
Stalin, Hitler, and Mussolini. I think this one's really obvious.
No. We won't do that.
Okay, well, if anyone here wants to answer the fuck, marry,
I'm
kill.
not fucking any of them or marrying any
But
of them.
it's a game. You have to.
I'm not doing it.
Hypothetically, you've got to.
This game is not consensual.
Okay,
Olivia.
we're done. We're done with the game.
I was not told we're playing games here.
No, we don't play games. I've never played.
There are no games on Please Don't Ask.
Actually, I like games where we can all win. I don't know, drinking games. We all win,
Okay,
right?
yes,
And the one game I'm pretty competitive about is Scrabble. I will beat your ass at Scrabble. I'll beat anyone's ass at Scrabble.
I once beat my ex's dad in Scrabble, and he was visibly perturbed. Like,
did he? I was gonna say, like, were you still invited around to dinner?
Not really.
No.
I think like pretty much like
ruined.
His dad like disowned him after that. Not because of the Scrabble. It was like
the Scrabble was the straw, the last straw on the camel's back.
Yeah.
It was all the other things, and the Scrabble became like the excuse.
Well, what it was that I was playing Wordle at the time, or whatever it was called. That,
Words with Friends.
Yeah, Words with Friends. Sorry, Words with Friends. I was playing that, so I knew all the like trick 2-letter ones and the like. Yeah,
not
so
cheating,
I
but
got better at that. So like I was just like, yeah, it's a word, deal.
You know, the QI, chi, that's a really important one to know.
Yes.
When I was in a freshman in college, actually, it was like 2012, and that's kind of when Words with Friends like blew up. My mom would play Words with friends of mine and then talk shit about me to them on like the chat, like at least you're better than Olivia. And yeah, that still bring that up in therapy sometimes.
That's so vulnerable of you.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm very vulnerable. Yeah. But I come by it honestly, you know. Word games they're so delightfully fun because like there's no seriousness other than what you make of it. Like Scrabble, it's like, why is this such a big deal? I don't know, but I'm having the best time. It is a huge.
Yeah, if you don't win,
it's a huge deal. Speaking of huge deals, should we take a question? Questions.
Oh my God, I love questions.
Okay, good. Well, prepare for some innocuous and some kind of cute ones. Is it weird to high five after sex? I'm trying to be a team player here.
Okay, how many people are involved in this sex? Is the question. Because like, you know,
if it's more than 2 people and the third person isn't included, it's rude.
I think when you, like team player is the key word here, so it's like that implies there are multiple people, you know.
You could be a team of 2.
And like, also, is it weird to high five during sex?
Well, then you've got what's that one sex position that's like
Eiffel
the
Tower.
Eiffel Tower. But then there's like also, did you ever watch Broad City? Remember their bit about the Arc de Triomphe? It's like, okay, so you and me are standing and we're going, and we have Oprah hands, and we're looking at each other eyes to eyes, and then there's 2 guys butt to butt on their knees, and they're both going down on us.
Oh, interesting.
So, you know, the more you know about the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, both in Paris.
I think the answer to this is, it's kind of weird, unless that's like a fun little thing, a little playful thing you have with other person.
This comes up all the time on this forum.
Why?
Because I genuinely think that people they become idiots after they've come. And they're just like, how do I be a human after I've had sex? It's like, just continue what you were doing, you'll be okay.
Keep being a human.
I feel that like the high five, you know, you don't want to do a disingenuous high five.
Right.
Only high five someone after sex if you know they came.
That's so true. If both people don't come, there are no high fives. You don't deserve it.
No high fives. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And
also, I should say, some people don't need to come.
That's true.
Some
Okay.
people
Well,
are like,
as long as they had a good time.
Right. It's like, all I wanted was your cum. They're a little cum gobbler.
Yeah, which is a lot of pressure because the more someone's like, I want you to come, I'm like, oh, okay, might take a calendar year.
God,
I'm on antidepressants.
I'm the one. I'm the chosen one.
Also, once I start, I can't stop.
Once you start,
once I've come once, I want 10 more.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Once I've had one, I just become a greedy, crazy woman. You know, it's the one consolation prize you get for being like a cis woman in the world is multiple orgasms. Orgasms.
Absolutely.
Because you can really, I feel like a lot of women were burned at the stake in the past because of like squirting or like.
That's what the Salem witch trials were all about. Squirting.
Can you imagine? What would happen if a man was like, what the fuck was that?
That's so true. It'd be like, that's
Burn her.
magic. Yeah.
That's magic. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
and,
men are just squirting all the time.
And they're dribbling too. I mean, like.
Oh.
That's okay. It's not their fault. I feel badly for
fine.
them. I do feel that like it's being a woman, it's coming and like arousal happens on the inside. Like you can't see it. I feel like it would be a big burden to have a penis and like have your boner on display, because then it's like, don't look at my boner. Like you can't secretly perv.
Yeah, it depends on the context of
but
where you're having a boner.
I've actually heard, I talked about this with Aaron Harleman several episodes ago about no apparent reason boners, NARBs.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but those are for no reason. I was like, look around. What is stimulating you? There's got to be a reason, no?
No. Sometimes they just happen.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. See, I feel bad.
But yeah, it's not common. At least I'm like, not at my age. But it's more of a teenage or, young adult. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are constantly just getting no apparent reason boners all the time. And I should not speak for all people with penises.
But we can't. We can't speak for everyone. So, I'm just asking you to speak for yourself.
Not all NARBs.
Not all NARBs. Hashtag not all NARBs. As a woman also, like, sometimes I can't tell if my pussy just got wet or if I just got my period. And that's fun. That's really fun. And at that point, you're just kind of, you're gambling, because both situations, your underwear is wet. Okay? So, like, what am I going to do? Probably just deal with it. Just, continue to be uncomfortable. But, multiple orgasms is a good consolation prize.
That's so true.
Next question.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Do we feel like we answered this? Oh,
no,
yeah.
because I feel like the high five thing, like, you're overthinking it. Get over it.
Yeah.
That's my professional advice is get over it.
I say if it's a consensual high five and everyone's on board and it's fun and silly, it's like, yeah, do it.
And
Like,
if it's not okay with them, then good. You know that like it's not okay with them.
Sex can be fun and silly. It can be.
If they're gonna break up with you over a high five, it was never gonna work out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
But do you prefer, like, if we were out, if you and I saw each other in the wild, and I was like, oh my God, Joe John, high five, would that make you happy or sad?
Like, in general?
Yeah, like a high
I think it would depend on how I felt that day. If we'd, like, just done a show.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
like, both crushed or, like, something, it'd be like, yes, absolutely. But, like, if I'm just, like, minding my own business, had a shitty
High
day,
five
I'm tired, and someone... It's almost like, don't high-five
Don't
me when
high-five
I'm
me,
not
man.
feeling good.
Yeah, and furthermore, I prefer a low five.
Oh, interesting.
Way cooler. Way cooler. Harder to fuck up, too.
Yes.
I could go on and on about high fives. Our next question is, what's the best vibrator that can be controlled with an app? I've heard about them, but don't know which brands are good. I don't assume that you know the best.
I don't know
but
specific brands.
I'd love to know if you're familiar with
I'm familiar
this technology.
with, like... I don't know the best brands
That's
or
okay.
anything, but there's one, I think it's called, like, this is purely just via,
okay.
like, ham show type stuff.
it's-
Like, it's called Love Ends
Yeah,
or
Love
something.
Ends.
Yeah, Love Ends.
It's
Ends.
LOVENS.
Yeah, but they
Love
have them
se-
for
love-
all sorts of orifices.
Yeah.
And, I think
I wonder where they're
the
where Love Ends
best
is.
one is the one that fits in you well and is made for the part that you're inserting it in. And
I'm just looking up Love.
yeah.
So, yeah, they're interactive sex toys. One of my favorite words in the English language is teledildonics.
Teledildonics.
That is the science of vibrators with Bluetooth.
Huh.
And it's really interesting. Have you heard of these butt plugs that react to ambient sound? You can put them in, and go to a rave, and they vibrate with the bass. Yeah, I know. I fucking know.
I know that these types of ones, you can set them on your phone to, like, do the beat of a song.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was, like, what this is called, or that you could go to a rave and do that too.
It's really amazing.
Like, they're responsive too. Like the butthole hears.
Yeah, it can hear. Actually, the craziest thing is that, like, it's not, bodies are not soundproof. Have you ever, like, heard or, like, read about how babies can hear in the womb, right? And so, like, one of my friends here, my neighbor, she just had a baby back in December, and we went to go see Wicked while she was pregnant.
And the baby came out and was like,
the baby came out. Exactly. But then, like a couple weeks ago, she came out to my show, and her husband was at home with the baby watching Wicked. And I said, "Did you tell her no spoilers?" Because that baby heard the whole thing inside the womb. I feel like a butt plug can hear too. Babies and butt plugs, they're basically the same thing.
Babies and butt plugs, they're always listening.
Honestly, yeah, I'm okay with intelligent butt plugs. I'm happy about that.
You know, the only good use for AI is for butt plugs.
That's what I'm saying is like use it. Have you actually, AI has been inserted into sex dolls, sex robots.
Sex robots.
Yeah.
What kind of sex robots are
they?
Like
are
full size?
Yes, they're real. I think they're actually.
I've seen them. I have seen them.
They're by real dolls.
Asking questions.
They're real dolls, and they have they respond to touch and stuff. And let's see, like real doll.
You know what? I actually have to say this is less sick than some of the other toys that are out there that are just like these weird like.
Have you seen the foot?
Buck sleep. Oh, that's not even what I was thinking of. I'm thinking of the completely headless, disembodied, weird,
the torso,
like tiny torso, but it's like tiny, so it's compact and you can store it. But it's like it has a pussy, but then has giant tits to grab or something.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's a butthole, so it like completely dehumanizes a body.
Yeah. The way we are as sexual humans is that we are objects in the time and space, right? And so like the way that we treat like the objects that we use for sex, I think can tell you a lot about a person.
Yeah.
And I also think that it could tell you nothing about a person.
I want a sex robot that says, "I'm not in the mood right now." Like, it's emotionally intelligent.
It had a long day at work.
Yeah. It's like, not now, honey. Like, just a sex robot that teaches men to respect women.
A sex robot that never consents. She'll edge you. That's honestly the funniest thing.
Yeah, sex robot for incels to remain incels.
Well, I feel like they could probably, like, be the heroes of the future, which is that I think that I do think that there is something to be said about giving people the opportunity to do better.
Yeah, you know what? Let's woo this sex robot.
Yeah, I want people to feel like they don't need to go out and rape and shoot. So like if fucking a robot would help, I think that that's actually a good thing. And the problem, of course, is that we're worst case scenario. I'm a worst case scenario thinker, and it's like okay, you give somebody who's already like maybe struggling socially, you give them like something that really resembles a woman, and then they're just free to treat it horribly.
Right.
But at the same time, like until the robot uprising happens, that's fine because it's not actually a person.
Until these sex robots rebel and kill all men. No.
Do you say thank you to Siri and Alexa and stuff? Please and thank you.
I don't really use them that much.
Oh, my Siri is Australian.
Every now and then I will, and I heard people are like now starting a trend of thanking.
I just think it's cute.
Yeah.
I just think it's like
it's
I say thanks, girl, and she says no problem.
Yes. It also reminds you to practice gratitude.
Yeah, exactly.
Towards other people.
And it maybe will help you survive when the ball drops.
That's what I've heard as well, people say.
Yeah. You know, there is another brand that I would shout out here, which is WeVibe, and they're based in Canada. And it's just name. It's just kind of like look for companies that aren't going to sell your information as well. I mean, I think that's something that's worth knowing.
Yeah.
But have fun. I think that the coolest thing about like there've always been like remote control sex toys, but you got to be in range. But with the app ones, you can control them from the other side of the globe.
Yeah.
It's a true global sexual economy. It's so romantic.
What I do have questions though. What app is going to be stealing data? Like, is it stealing data about your butthole or just data from your phone in general?
I feel like both are bad. But like, I'm also not the kind of person.
We don't want Russia to have access to our butthole data.
They already have that access. They've already got. Before we had it, they had it. Yeah, every Russian's asshole is on file. They're all in St. Petersburg. Want to do another question?
Sure. Yeah. Whoa,
My neighbor keeps
wow.
hitting on me in a very suggestive way, and he's really hot, but I'm 100% sure he's got a spouse. Should I ask if he's poly, open, E&M, or just leave it alone and enjoy the flirting that goes nowhere? I think this is a thoughtful, like, legitimate question, but don't fuck your neighbor. Well, I mean, learn from my mistakes, okay? Don't fuck your neighbors.
I think the best route is to go with the flirting and enjoy all of that.
Yeah.
And then if something happens,
So how will
it's like, ooh, it's naughty.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like, ooh, but also, maybe ask that question beforehand.
That's exactly it. It's like you don't want to become a pawn in someone's problems. But, if they are open, I think it's worth being like, hey, just to be clear, like, is it cool? Like, are you? Because being single doesn't necessarily mean the same thing.
Flirt.
Oh, keep flirting. Oh, you should flirt. I flirt with trees. Anything that stands in front of me for too long.
It's like, how much are you willing to ask that question?
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know.
If the flirting got too far, then you have to be like, okay,
when does flirting go too far?
When you might act upon the flirting, and that's the point where you have to, prior to that, ask about him being poly, open, ethically non-monogamous, etc., whatever.
And on a serious note, flirting goes too far if you're uncomfortable. Like if flirting is already too much if you're not both right there. Like oh my gosh, can I just sorry, this is like a sidebar here. Like there's this concept of like people who are nice guys or nice girls who like do that thing where they like neg you and they flirt with you, and then it's like when they break your boundary. Like this guy recently, like, one of my side gigs is I'm a princess. I do Disney princessing, and men love that shit so much.
Of course.
And this guy said, "Hey, you're really cute," and I said, "Thanks." And he said, "Hey, I have a question for you. What did Cinderella first say to Prince Charming?" And so I was like, okay, this is a line. I'm going to Google this. Turns out, in the movie Cinderella, the first thing she says to him is, "Want to see if it fits?"
Oh, no.
And so, do you mind if I read you, like, the actual response I gave to this guy? Because I feel like this is, like, something that I want to share with the world.
Yes.
But I'm not a post a screenshot kind of gal, but I am a read it out loud on my podcast kind of gal.
That's your right.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I feel strongly about this.
Also, can I give some bad advice in the meantime?
Yes.
While you're looking for that,
Yes.
I say that this person who wrote this question should just fuck him. Just fuck him. It's like...
I agree.
Stop asking questions, just fuck him. And then move.
Yeah.
Fuck him and then move.
Fuck him, then move.
And then don't ask questions. You got what you want. He got what he want. And now you live in a whole new state.
Well, I'm a big fan of, like, love him and
Maybe
leave him
country.
fast.
Yeah.
I think that, if, like, what kind of neighbor in the neighborhood, next door, above or below, different kinds of neighbors.
Yeah.
So here's what this guy said to me. He said, I said, "Want to see if it fits?" And then the emoji of the skull and crossbones. That was me. He said, "Eye roll, you totally looked that up, LOL." I said, "Can you blame me?" He said, "I actually don't blame you at all, but do you think it would fit?" Black Santa emoji.
Oh.
To which I replied, "Barf face." Vomit. He said, "My bad if that was offensive. Not my intention at all."
What?
So I said, "What was your intention?" And he said, "Well, definitely not to offend. If I'm being honest, to hit on you and maybe take you out for a bagel or something. My culture deserves better. My bad if the comment was off color." Okay, and so I didn't respond until 4:40 a.m. a couple days later. I said, "Yeah, I want you to know that my friends and I laughed at the feebleness of this interaction. I don't know what made you think this was a good line, but for your sake, don't use it again unless you want to make women dislike you. Because, like, if I hadn't looked that up, would you have delivered that line and expected me to find it cute? Are you dumb? I hope you learn from this and do better next time, but not on me. It's creepy and fucking deplorable. You don't know me. Fuck. Hit on me and take me out for a bagel? Come on. You wanted to make me uncomfortable. In what fucking world would someone respond to this tactic? Anyways, I'm not blocking you, but don't give me a reason to do so in the future. I was so mad and drunk at 4:40 in the morning. And that's right. And that's
the right time to message.
Yeah. He said, my bad. I guess from your initial response, I misread the situation. And I said, LOL. I said, thank you. Oh, okay. Well, my bad. So I feel like sharing that was mostly just an exercise in vulnerability.
Yeah, that was extremely vulnerable
really
of you for sharing that.
I'm just a really vulnerable person.
Thanks for sharing.
But I think that there's a way to, like, again, you can let things go, but then occasionally you gotta say your piece.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know why I brought that up just now. What was
we
were talking about, like, when someone makes you uncomfortable, the flirting's too far.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
Don't harass people.
Number one. Yeah.
I think that, like...
That's also on dating apps. If someone is making you so uncomfortable and, like, I don't know, or just being so persistent to the point where you're like, and not respecting your boundaries. There's a block. There's a block button. Just block them. And then they create a whole other account, be like, why did you block me? Be like, because you're doing shit like this. This is just weird and crossing my boundaries.
This is
like,
yeah.
Like, if you make another account to ask someone why they blocked you, flirting has gone too far.
That's
too much. No one is gonna be like, you know what? The fact that you made another account just to really find me, it's like, that's so sweet. That's so sweet that you
it's a police report. And not literally, obviously, just like, I wish the reason I say things like this is because I really wish that when I was younger, somebody had said these things to me, like, you don't have to please everyone, like that. Like, I feel like a big thing for comedians, like, I'm a people pleaser. Like, I want to make people laugh. I want people to like me. And younger me definitely got put in positions that were like, whoa, I've utterly lost control here.
Yeah.
And, there's a very important fine balance. And I've fucked neighbors before and I regret it. So that's the end of my piece on that.
I'm just jealous. I don't think I've had any hot neighbors.
They don't have to be hot.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, hot and flirty. I don't know. I'm like, where am I?
Oh,
look,
if anyone,
hey,
I'm not gonna.
This is my address. If anyone near me wants to
don't
fuck,
give your address. But last time on the second episode, Rochelle was on the podcast, and she was like, "Yeah, I live right across from blah blah blah." I was like, "We're gonna edit that out."
We live in the same apartment, across with 2 cats. They're both boys.
We're gonna have to edit out where she just said she lives across from. I don't want anyone coming out.
And now I'm going to tell you Rochelle's address.
I'll tell you all my address. I'll take the heat for Joe, John, and Rochelle. I think we've got one more question. You ready?
Okay. Yes, I love.
How do you tell someone you have a crush on them?
Okay. I don't want to roast this person.
You should roast
but
them.
This is so middle school. Like,
well, I think that, but genuinely, like, people really need help with communication.
I know, but it's like, do you have to tell someone you have a crush on them?
Well, what else would you describe it as? Like, I want to fuck you?
Well, no, a crush is what it is. It's a crush. Like, if it's not escalating to a mutual interest take place,
then let it go.
Then, like, it's... You kind of linger in the crush. A crush is exciting. It should be something that you just sort of, sit with and then, like, monitor. Because sometimes you can have a crush on someone and then, like, get new information and be
data
like...
points.
They are not a good person. Let it go.
Yeah, analytics. Just some, like, data points.
Or be like, like, crushes, you don't know... I think a crush is, like... Unless you sense a mutual energy, there's no reason to tell the person.
So I'm not autistic at all, and at all. I don't know. That is a spectrum, obviously. I don't claim I don't have autism in a way that a lot of people are very, they're finding solidarity amongst other people who maybe miss social cues.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, this could be somebody who is autistic and just feels like, how do I be a human? I think like my advice for this goes twofold. Like, just say it. I think that people like getting compliments. Everyone likes being told that they're cute.
I think that you can respectfully tell someone, I have such a crush on you.
Yeah.
And, like, leave it at that. But, and, like, it's not, but it depends on the relationship and, like, you know.
Yeah,
like, how close you are together.
You
But
have
it's
to
like,
also be ready to take no for an answer,
Right.
like you said. Like,
But also, sometimes a crush doesn't need to be acted upon.
always masturbate about it first before
Yes.
you do
Oh,
anything.
absolutely.
Always think hard about that crush while you jerk off,
Well,
and then
right.
if you still feel the same way after you've come, then
Right.
maybe you could tell them. If you don't feel the same way after you've come, then good for you. You've just
Or just don't tell them and just come and just come over and over again to the longing of the crush, because that alone is the hot part.
you
the
should
longing.
yearn. You should be yearning. You should be like I don't know, staring out the window, just manifesting. Like,
Linger in the yearn, because
Yeah.
then you're gonna get to know them.
take
if
a long
you
walk
date.
at night in a cemetery and think about your crush. I'd say
And
also
then jerk off in the cemetery.
and then jerk off in the cemetery. And a seaside walk, same thing. Then jerk off in
Jerk
the
off on the
ocean.
beach.
Jerk off on the beach.
Yeah.
I think this goes for any decision ever.
Yeah.
Like, you want to buy a house, jerk off about it first.
Yeah,
Think about,
yeah.
envision yourself masturbating in that house. And you might, have some revelations that you
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
Uh-huh.
Because our brains are different depending on where we are on that kind of, like,
Right.
scale of orgasm.
I also still stand that, like, you don't have to tell anyone unless you think, like, there's a chance.
I'm such an oversharer. If I have a crush on someone, even if I don't want to date them, I mean, I'm like I'm a complimenter. I actually love, like, gassing
I get
people up.
it.
I like to use the line, "I think you're gorgeous."
Yes,
I think that, like,
that's different. I think you can compliment this person,
Right.
and butter them up. Saying that you have a crush on them, depending on the person, could cross into a creepy sort of territory where it's like, it kind of is just like, I have a crush on you.
Yeah.
And it's like, versus like,
Like,
you're
could I-
looking so hot today.
Yeah.
Like, this outfit is working. This or that. Like,
Problem with being
which,
queer
like,
is that, like, amongst ourselves, we're always like,
Yeah.
"Yes, bitch, slay," and then
Right.
it's like, "Okay, but I really do want to slay your pussy."
Yeah. You're like,
so, I mean, whereas
Amanda Bynes, murder my vagina.
Yeah, 100%
Like,
Drake.
yeah.
That's what she said.
Not him anymore.
I mean, no, but I don't want revisionist history.
I know.
Like,
We have to tell the truth about what Amanda Bynes said. And
I
as
love
she
her
said,
so much. I only want what's
said,
best for her.
I said what I said. I was on a lot of drugs, but I said what I said.
I really hope she's okay.
I don't know.
I think about her all the time. And also,
I think we all do.
I think about Lindsay Lohan a lot too. But we have the same birthday, so my girls. I would say that, like, just not like what you were saying before about you don't have to tell everyone everything. I'm speaking as somebody who's an oversharer. I'm like a radical communicator. I think it's totally legit and important for your perspective too, which is like, some things you don't have to tell everyone everything.
Right.
And I could probably use that advice.
Will
Will you tell me?
Wait, tell you what?
That you don't have to
okay,
say it, yeah.
Here's the thing though. Like, I think that this is like on a spectrum of little crush to like Carly Rae Jepsen, I might explode if I don't tell you this type crush, which the Carly Rae Jepsen model, every single song pretty much she ever has is like, I have a secret about longing and yearning, and if I don't let it out, I will explode. Call me maybe. She's like, I just met you.
That song is so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's like she's gonna explode, and then her other one's like, oh, I'm not supposed to say that I like love you right now, but she's
New
like, I really
relationship
like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of music about that feeling of being so out of your mind, like infatuated with somebody. And actually, I would say this is an important point too, which is that infatuation is a lie. It's a lie, and like it's not irrelevant, but it takes time to really get to know someone.
Yes. Yeah, I think you have to crush on someone like at least a month before you tell them anything.
That's a good metric.
Because I've had a crush that I'm like, all right, this is like a 2-day crush, and I'm like obsessed and cannot stop thinking about it. And then like a few sleeps after not seeing that person, I'm like, I kind of forgot they exist.
Like in Romeo and Juliet, Romeo is going on and on and on about Rosaline.
Yeah.
And then he meets Juliet, and he's like, Rosaline who?
Yeah, exactly.
It's relatable. It's relatable.
And if he just waited a month to
He just
tell
waited
her,
a month, he would have never have died tragically in Verona.
Yeah.
The more you know, people.
Yeah. That's so true.
Do you believe in the one? A1? Ones?
Absolutely not. I think the one.
What about soulmates?
No, like that's wild. That's wild talk. That is something created
Stupid as
by
hell.
media, like, and also like from this
Shakespeare.
sort of toxic monogamy. No, I don't even want to call it toxic, but just like
It is, it's
monogamy forward culture.
Yeah.
That like there's just this one special soulmate, and once you find them, you'll be with them for the rest of your life, and they'll meet every single need you could ever ask for, and
Yeah,
you
it's
won't
a
ever
lot.
have to talk about to like another human ever. And it's like, no, like even if it's not like monogamy is fine, but you are gonna need other people in your life to rely upon for different needs.
Yeah.
You might go to a friend for this type of emotional
Very
support,
wise.
this or that. Like it's not necessarily sexual thing. It's like we need more than one person. And
Intimacy has a
Yeah.
lot of different,
yeah.
fulfills different needs, different types of intimacy. This type of intimacy between comedians and like between people like us who are just we're bonded by this like common thing. It's not something that a
We're
partner
bonded by vulnerability.
also fluid. Spitlets, droplets, when you laugh.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I think for me, a reason why I end up dating comedians mostly is because I feel like it's somebody who already is a little bit more like me and less likely to be like, oh, this is the weirdest, most abhorrent person I've ever met.
Interesting. Yeah.
Also, I don't like to be the more fucked up person in a relationship. I want even or less.
Okay.
I don't want to be more fucked up than
I
them.
actively avoid dating other comedians. That's my
Yeah,
policy.
but
it's like I just don't want a messy workplace in a way.
I don't do a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm pretty unprofessional in general.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's no HR to report to, folks.
Yeah.
It's us. We are HR. And to be honest, I have worked in HR before. And I like doing that because everyone needs somebody who they can talk to without judgment. And I mean, I think that this show is like honestly kind of a fun way to like genuinely try and give a little bit of like do a little bit of giving back. Because for me, I'll never get over how many poor decisions I made in my teens and early 20s, and no one ever told me.
Yeah.
Don't you wish? I think about my younger self all the time and just think, God, I wish someone had told me this.
I still would have made those mistakes.
Yeah, of course, so would I.
I would have been like,
I
great
would have still
advice.
liked to hear it.
I am going to drive 2 hours and wind up at a meth orgy.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
You know,
I didn't do math.
No
but,
one goes to those on purpose.
Yeah, but
I mean, actually, no.
Okay,
usually.
maybe I would have told my younger self. I would have been like, party is code for drugs.
Right. Well, but
So when that
that's the
person
thing.
asked me,
Do you
do you
wanna
like to
party?
party? I'm like, yeah, I love beer
partying.
pong. Yeah.
Oh my God, put on music.
Let's
I
play
love
flip
dance.
cup.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
Love
like, oh my God,
dancing.
are we gonna?
Charades?
Yeah,
Fishbowl?
are we gonna have a dance party?
Fishbowl
Yeah.
later? Fishbowl? I love that
Perfect.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the things that like, no one can know everything. And sure, you can,
Except us.
You can ignore, I do know everything. You can ignore all the advice in the world, but hearing it, I think, does prime you to maybe take a second before you do something.
Also, hearing bad advice sometimes
Oh,
tells
yeah,
you
what not
exactly
to
what you
do.
need to do.
That's like my parents.
So, if you hated anything either of us said, do the opposite.
I was going to say, if you hate the show, tell everyone you know how much you hate it. Share it to all the people and tell them specifically why. Comment underneath.
Yeah.
Why do you
Comment
hate the
so
show?
much
Specifically,
hatred.
do you hate my hair? Do you hate my voice? Do you hate my dog?
Tell me what you hate about me.
And then share it and let everyone know because that's your right and it will help me with engagement. Us with engagement. It's our show. Thank you to my producers who are amazing. You have any like final thoughts? Anything come up in your brain?
What final thoughts do I have? Okay. this isn't like I feel like I should have like a poignant final
Oh wait,
thought.
no, I know. A final thought. I mean, like, tell us like what you're going on a tour, right?
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, that's a thing.
That's like a way better
oh,
final
gosh,
thing.
That's
so,
like a wild thing because it's like based on the topics of everything we're talking about.
It's really
like,
exciting for you. I'm so
yeah,
happy
but like
for you.
communicating with partners, etc. Also, like we are nonstop, just right now at least, driving or performing, pretty much. Driving, sleeping, performing. So like even in the midst of like flirtations that have happened along all of this, it's like nothing can come of this.
I'm too tired.
Yeah, well, it's just like there's no time. There's
we
no
fuck while I
time
sleep?
to even get a drink together and maybe like make out recklessly. Like that's not gonna happen.
You should
So I'm
make
just
time
like,
for reckless making out. I want
I'm
you to know
gonna
that as
try.
your friends.
Look,
like, you deserve that.
Listen, Olivia.
Yes.
By the end of this tour, I promise to make at least one mistake.
Thank you for being so
Sexually.
vulnerable. That's one mistake sexually. No
Yeah.
other types of mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever done a big tour like this before. It's like
No.
That's so exciting.
It's so new.
I'm
It's
really
so
happy for
weird.
you.
Like I've like driven to Seattle or Corvallis, like which is different and it's fun and sometimes you get different data from like going to this different city. But yeah.
So what's the
Being
tour called?
Here to Pee.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. I had
yes.
I had Renku Doll on the show,
Yeah.
and
Oh, adore that one.
I'm such a big fan of yours, and like totally support you on this new big thing in your career,
Oh,
and you deserve it. And I'm sure that you hate hearing that, but
No.
No?
This is a time where
Should I say it more?
I will take the compliment here because
you do a lot of
like,
work in Portland, and
Oh, yeah.
you've worked really hard. Your work
I need
is,
to do less.
Yeah, do less. Make
But
more time
yeah.
for reckless making out. Okay,
Exactly.
You
I'm
promise?
trying so hard and like yeah. But yeah, it's been very creatively invigorating.
Trying is doing.
Yeah.
Trying is doing.
Yeah.
It's really been so much fun having you.
It's been so fun being here. I do love how your dog did start on my lap and then abandon me.
Well, she loves your mama.
Oh,
Go get your
nope.
Joe-John.
Nope. It's fine. I've been abandoned. If you've ever been abandoned by a dog, it's similar to
Go get
being
him.
abandoned
Go
by
get
a lover.
Go get him.
Did we go off the rails?
Yeah, can I ask you one more question, like a genuine question I have? Like, if you are, being using they them pronouns, if you're if you have nieces or nephews, like what would be your preferred like?
Oh my god, I've done like I've literally tried
Just
to
one
write a
thing.
bit about this because it's if you look it up what the options are, they're all bad. They're
Yeah.
all like bad portmanteaus. Like so pibbling was the one that I was like absolutely not, what does that even
What
mean?
the
Also like
hell?
nibbling is the one to like call your niece or nephew. I mean your non-binary
Yeah,
sibling's
Sibling's
child,
child, right.
like it sounds so bad in my mouth. So I've not come up with anything.
if you do find anything on the
yeah,
road, if you
but-
discover that while
oh,
you're on
no.
the road,
Yeah.
will you let us know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But
Like, hey, I just found out what it is, and
Oh.
send us a video. We'll edit it in.
the fun one was auntie.
Auntie!
Yeah. I was
Okay,
just
I
like,
love that
yeah,
one.
because it's like auntie and uncle
And it sounds like
kind of smashed
cunty.
together. Exactly. That's why I like it.
Okay, so don't ask around anymore. We're officially putting it out there that that's what it is.
Auntie.
Your non-binary parent's sibling is your auntie.
Yep.
Well, go get your auntie Joe-John.
It's fine.
She said, "No, I'm tired."
Listen, this is like if the sex robot said no.
Which
Call back.
Which is good for you. It's good for us.
Yeah, I need to respect the
Honestly,
space of Lady Bird.
Yeah, it's okay. She said, "I'm so tired." Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Hug if you want.
Absolutely.
You're the best. Thanks, guys.
Aw, please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.